We want to start in Brunswick, Georgia for you. Several state lawmakers from both Georgia and Florida held a rally outside the Glenn County Courthouse calling for Georgia to take up a hate crime law that could be named after Arbery. At the rally, those leaders are calling for Brunswick District Attorney Jackie Johnson and Waycross District Attorney George Barnhill to be removed from office. The pair have since recused themselves from the case because of conflicts of interest. However, one state lawmaker is calling for Johnson and Barnhill to be charged with criminal obstruction because of their handling of this case. Meanwhile, Jackie Johnson is defending her office and its handling of the case. She says she's confident the investigation will show her office acted appropriately, as calls for her to be fired now grow louder. Here's On Your Side's Ken Amaro with the latest tonight.
Jackie Johnson was appointed district attorney in 2010. Since then, the veteran prosecutor's tenure has been a roller coaster of success and disappointment. Georgia Attorney General Chris Carr.
It's important for us to find out what happened and to make sure that justice is done.
Carr asked the Georgia Bureau of Investigation to investigate her handling of the Ahmaud Arbery shooting. Glenn County Commissioner Peter Murphy.
This case was mishandled for the get-go.
Johnson is now defending her office. In a written statement, she says, "We're confident that any investigation will show that our office acted appropriately under the circumstances. There's a public misconception about this case due to false allegations against our office by those with an agenda."
The one mistake I made in this case, again, was trying to be helpful to the police.
On Monday, Johnson took to the Butch and Bob radio show to defend her office. She told the audience when her office received the call, she declared a conflict and called in Waycross District Attorney George Barnhill. Barnhill would write in a letter that the shooting was justifiable, tainting the process, before recusing himself because his son works in Jackie Johnson's office. Again, Commissioner Murphy.
So now we have a situation where our officers have been told twice in 24 hours by two separate district attorney offices that there was no probable cause for arrest.
Since the shooting, Johnson has been under heavy fire on social media. Many are calling for her to be fired.
I think when the dust is settled, there's going to be a lot of blame pointed at multiple of the prosecutors' offices around here.
Ken Amaro, First Coast News, On Your Side.